All right. Good evening. Good morning, everyone. Hope I'm audible to you guys, and I'm welcoming you to Dank Scott Traders Hub. And today's morning, we are going to still look at our usual assets, where we stopped at yesterday, what happened, whether we made money, whether we made losses. We make new plans of making new analysis, and of course looking at more entries and more assets. More entry levels and targets to make this money and increase on the money bag. So right now we are getting into it. So if you have a friend you want to welcome to join us, please share with them a link. They come in, join, and probably they pick one or two things that can help them. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that whenever we are live, you'll get the notification immediately on your phone. All right. Just in a minute, I will just give you a minute to share to your friends and the ones you want to join the live stream this day, and then we get started. And also, as I'm giving you that minute, today I'm still trying to get a favorable time, but we may also analyze BTC. Now that October has started, I promise that we'll be analyzing BTC starting with October. So we may, I'm still looking at the time, looking at the schedule, how I will do it, but I think I'm going to make a schedule, and I'll be sharing with you the information in the groups and also here on YouTube in the community section where the chats will always posted. So I'll be sharing that with you guys. Probably it will be 1 or 2 days in a week, analyzing BTC together, depending the time that will be flexible for me. All right, so I think a minute is done. Let's get into analyzing these charts together. All right, we have crash 500. We have crash 500 as usual, and let's look at it. So yesterday we saw that it was at first it had given us, let me show you this. At first it had given us this, so later on it changed and gave us that. So I had made some entries here, but it later on went ahead and took that. So I entered more entries. Right now some are in profits and few are in floating losses, but we know what this normally does. This is a rising wedge. This is a rising wedge, and we are anticipating, as usual, we are anticipating sales. So the anticipation is the breakout on this other downward trend line, and then we'll be looking at, if we go to the higher time frame, we can see that our fib on daily, it is on 50%. The price came to 50%, but we don't want to buy. We know that daily we should be buying, and we know that weekly we should also be somehow buying, but you can see it's sort of a retracement according to daily, according to weekly. If I was to maximize it in that way, it's supposed to be we're supposed to be selling, but now that daily is still in between, according to CCI, it hasn't reached overbought, then we are still looking at some buys ahead of us. But before we get into buys, there's liquidity that was left behind. This liquidity here, there's a fair value gap there, then there is an order block here. According to H4, there's an order block there. So we are trying to look at the liquidity that is left between here, in this level here, and on that order block. So that's the liquidity we are trying to look at, and hence we are seeing this consolidation giving us a rising wedge. So in the long run, we are going to see a breakout to come and mitigate liquidity that is here, and then later on we get into the buys to take us probably back to this OB here on the daily time frame, or even bring us back to this weekly order block, mitigate liquidity there, and then get back into sales, because weekly should be selling heavily according to CCI indicator. Yes. So how do we enter this today? We just wait for it to break out, then it may not, but most of the times it gives us a retest candle, and I would probably now wait for a retest in H1 today. I'm not a fan of H1, as you know me, but probably if it makes a breakout this time on H1, I may enter it on H1 again. But already I'm already in some profits on some entries there that I entered there, and then some that I had mistakenly entered here. I think it was a buy a sell limit. Yeah, so it is in floating losses. Some of these are in floating losses, but now remember, we are aiming at bringing taking up profits on this order block on H4. So that's why you see my buy limits set there already, ready to enter buys when it gets to this level. And looking at H4, you can see that also it is also showing us, according to CCI, some bit of buys, but here where we are currently, it is showing us sells according to CCI. It is showing us sales, so that's why we are looking for sales to come down below and then later on into the buys. This is a falling wedge. Those who know why we have said we'll take profits from here is this level here. This move that entered into that gave us that consolidation is the one we'll be capitalizing on, and you can see that if it breaks, it will be coming directly to that order block. It will be coming directly to that order block, and that's where we'll be taking our TP. All right, are you guys with me? Anything? Oh, Mama Olala is asking which asset is that. This is Crash 500. Crash 500. Welcome Anne, welcome Felix, welcome Best Sisters. Yeah, and I don't know if Lois is still around in Africa, but you guys are all welcome. So now if you have a question, just put it in the chat. I'll come back to the chats later on. If you have a concern, problem, I'm not audible, or something is not right on my side, just comment about it and I will rectify it immediately. And then sorry about that. Just as you internalize and as you look at that, what I've just talked about, I repeat that BTC analysis is coming soon. Probably by the end of today, I'll be sharing with you the information. I'll be sharing with you the information how it's going to be done here. All right. Now let's jump to Boom 1000. All right. Now we are talking. Although it didn't give me what I wanted for me to enter clean sales, but I think the momentum is okay there. Now this becomes the low. Now it failed to come to this level. Now it's going to make a low. This is H4, daily selling. Okay, so now we are looking at it making a low. So it's going to come make a low. These are no longer needed. Needed. Delete that. So Boom 1000 right now is has momentum. It had, you can see it has broken out of that support that had held up for so long, several times, almost how many weeks? 3 weeks, I think, when it is holding up that level. But yesterday, was it yesterday? Let me check. 30th, yeah, yesterday it broke out. Yesterday it broke out around 7 p.m. around 8 p.m. around 8 p.m. it broke out. So it broke out. Now what we are looking at, what we can anticipate currently, is a return to that break of structure, and that's where we'll be looking at our entries. So if it fails to do this, I'm not having any entries, so I can't risk entering right here. So if it doesn't do that, then I have no entry, so I'll wait for that. Then probably it will give it to me before it gets back to this support level. So I will still wait for that. I will wait for this. I don't know, let me check. Is it going to react from this, or from the order block, or from the fair value gap? We have that to react from, and then we have that fair value gap on H4. we have that fair value gap on H4. Currently it is sitting on that fair value gap on H4, so whichever it decides to react from, then for us we'll be ready to wait for it. I will not enter any buys, but I'll wait for it. If it buys, I'll wait for the sales on that level, and probably I can leave my sell limits just in case if I get busy. Just put 0.5 there, put my limit here, another one here. Yeah, I'll just put 2 of those. Alright, so we'll wait for that. Once it happens, then I'll have my clean sales to take me down below to this OB. This is a daily OB there. That's a daily OB. You can see how we've been following it over a month when it was in the channel there, and we can see a breakout. A breakout happened, then we will be looking at a retest. Probably may happen tomorrow or today if it has enough momentum, but we haven't seen a retest. Now the retest that we'll see will be a return to the break of structure there. Yes, return to the break of structure and have a clean entry. All right. So far I think we are good. I'm not seeing any questions or any concerns. All right, so let's now get into another asset. Please feel free to let us know where you're live streaming from so that we can welcome you. All right, volatility 1S. So yesterday this one was gave us money, those who attended or those who went back and checked out before it was not too late to make your entries. I don't know what is happening to my voice. Just a minute, guys. Let me just take just 1 minute break to grab some water here. I forgot to fill my bottle here, so just a minute, because I feel like I'm losing my voice a bit. So a minute, and I just come back to you. Alright, sorry about that, guys. My voice was not okay, so I had to just grab water quickly. Alright, so let's continue. So yesterday, like those who were around in the analysis, I remember that I told you we were going to capitalize on this move here. Once we saw that we had that rising wedge on H1 and M15. So this was the move that we capitalized on, the move that brought us into that small consolidation. And you can see that we took our profits there. On this level. And then when it reached the RTP, it reacted back to that small order block on M15 let me show it to you. That is where we had other entries. It reacted from that level there, and then went again to the sales. Now it came down and gave us a fake breakout here, looking at H1, and actually H4 would show you the wicks, and I think it took me out some of the buys that I had entered here. So it took me out because I had my stop losses here, just below here, below this order block. So it took my stop losses there, and now we are trying to get into the buys. Now the buys, remember, we are anticipating the buys to go there to grab the liquidity there, on that fair value gap there. So let me just first delete all these that we no longer need. Alright, so this is a weekly, I mean this is an H4 order block, and according to H4, you can see we are oversold according to CCI. Daily, of course, we are in a buy trend. This was a retest. This was a retest or a return to break a block. Those who can see this here, this level here, you can see that is our previous high. So this was a return to that previous high. Actually, we had even another previous high there. So this was like a return to that low that made that gave us this high. So we are now looking at getting back into the buys. Weekly though, weekly you have to remember weekly what it is showing us. Weekly we should be selling, and we had two levels where we were to grab liquidity from. We had two levels. We had this level and that level. So according to what we see, price grabbed liquidity on that level, and after grabbing it, it's when we saw these sales happen. That's where we started to see these sell moves happen after grabbing the liquidity on that level there. So right now this whole week started with as a sell. This whole week started as a sell. We just started all of yesterday to as a sell. That's why you're seeing that sort of engulfing candle there, engulfing weekly candle there. But now that we are on this level, according to H4 and daily, I can't make any entries from here anymore, looking at what I'm seeing, knowing that according to weekly, it grabbed liquidity there. It broke this structure here to give us a new low here, and then returned there. Then it has sort of failed to give us a new low, because you can see the candles, the body of the candle has not closed out of this support level, this order block. If it closed out, then we'll be saying it has broken structure. So until it does that, until this candle closes and gives me another one, I have no clear say of any trend. We are currently not in a buying trend, not in a selling trend, according to H4. So until that happens, I don't have any say on this asset. But if it closes out, I mean if it goes ahead and breaks this level according to H1, if it breaks this level here, then I'll be looking at my buy entries according to H1. If it breaks that level, then I'll be knowing, yes, buys, the buys have started. But right here where it is, anything can happen. It can gain momentum to continue selling and break structure there. meaning now it will make a new lower low down below here, and then we'll continue to sell. So I will have to wait until something substantial happens, and that will be the breakout of this level, which will become this, which is now probably my neckline. And if it is broken, then I will have my entries to take me to that fair value gap on H4 and grab liquidity there, and probably even continue if it gains enough momentum and continues and comes to this weekly fair value gap. Is it fair value gap or the block? Fair value gap, yes. We may see it come to that, but for now we'll trade that and then take our profits, wait for other entries if they come to pass. All right. Africa is asking what are we analyzing. So if you just come in, you've missed crash 500 and boom 1000. So currently we are at V10-1S. This is V10-1S that we are analyzing right now. You can let me see if it is visible. No, it's not visible. It's not visible to see the asset that I'm analyzing. Okay, let me just put a name for you there so that you guys will be always seeing. I'll be changing it when I do it, when I change asset that I'm analyzing. So this is V10-1S. I'm just going to put it in orange red. We'll just give it a color here so that it will be visible. Just give it black, right. So that's V10-1S. You will be seeing it pop it out whenever I go to another asset. I'll be putting another asset there. So I think we are done with V10-1S. Any questions, any additions, please just put them in the comment section. Then I'll be able to check them out and reply them immediately. Alright, so now we move to V75-1S. V75. So this is V75. So V75 is what we are analyzing currently. So you'll be seeing it. I will leave it there for you guys to keep checking it out. So V75, yesterday I made an entry according to daily. I made an entry according to daily, 2 entries there on that order block. So currently I'm in floating losses because I didn't want to wait. Yeah, that is my bad. I didn't want to wait. Once I saw it was on that order block, I made my entries. But currently I'm in floating loss, but I have my stop losses set. So if it comes there, then I'll be out. But what we see here is a weekly order block down below there. It's going to be so small, but I'm going to show it to you. It's coming all the way from this side. That is the order block. That candle there, it's a doji candle down below there. It's where we have our order block down below there, and if you come to see it, it has been consistent for some time. So it went into buys, then came down again. So it was sort of it is like sort of a retest. But looking at where we are, one may simply say actually it was a return to break of structure. That is where our previous low was this year. This is where our previous low was, this level here. So it sort of returned to the breaker block, I mean to the break of structure there, breaker block there, and then now we started to see sales. Now, although we are seeing sales, we have a support level there. So it's going to take bigger momentum, I don't know, weird momentum to break this level here, because it's a weekly order block, it's a weekly support level. So that's why I had to make my entries there, but I may be wrong. So don't just enter now until something more substantial, until actually those who were here, I told you your entries are here once it breaks this level here. So don't make your entries. Me, I made my entries down below there. So don't make your entries until price breaks this level here. Until price breaks this level here. Of course, yesterday we were in profits, and then later on it changed. But don't make your entries until price breaks that level. And once it breaks it, then we'll be looking at it coming all the way up there. So this is V75 1S, and currently you can see we are on that order block there. We are on that order block there. All right. Now we will be looking at another asset. If you have a question on this, please let me get it in the chats, and then I will respond. V50 is where we are heading now. V50. So we are currently on V50. So we have yesterday, as you remember, we actually not even yesterday, for some good days now, since 2016, we've been consolidating on that support level. That's a daily support level, and it's if we put our fib, those who remember, we had anticipated that level, knowing that it will come, probably it will come there, and we will now get our buy entries from that level. And we can see that it started consolidate when it got to that level, because it is in discount, and normally we buy in discount. But there's a possibility of still coming all the way down below to these other order blocks. If we go to weekly, we can see that all this is an order block on weekly. This candle here, this is a weekly order block. So, and we are already in it, so that's why you can see there is a reaction happening there. So we'll be looking at buys on that level. Why? It will be market doesn't move in a straight line. Market doesn't move in a straight line, and if we are to use price action, this was a break of structure. according to weekly. Break of structure, went and gave us a high, then came down to break a block, but failed to continue to come back here to give us a new high, but rather it went all the way down below to this level here. Now we sort of made, according to daily, we sort of changed the trend. Delete that now. You can now even delete the feed. Now we sort of changed the trend. Why do I say that? This is a break of structure here. This is a lower high. This is a lower low, current lower low, because if you're looking at daily, you may take these as break of structures there, because they are giving you some lows here. That was a low there. So that low was broken. Gave us a new low, returned there, then gave us a new low, returned to give us a new higher, a lower high there. Now it gave us a new lower low. So we'll be anticipating high buys, to give us a new lower high here, and then we continue into sells. Or if we fail to come down to break this, then we'll now be looking at buys to take us back all the way up there, because according to the weekly, we should be selling. So it means to get back there, or if it gains enough momentum and breaks this level, then the sales will be still continuing, because in the general trend, according to higher time frames, daily and weekly, we are supposed to be selling, and that's why you're seeing all these break of structure happening. So we'll return there, and then probably have enough momentum to come and break through this support, and probably give us a new lower low down below there. So that's what we'll be capitalizing on once it happens. The only buy that I'm looking at is once it breaks that level. Don't make your entries before it breaks that level. So if we go yeah, it's all the same. There's no kind of formation that is happening, so it's all the same until it breaks that level. No entries at all, which this level may be broken in the next hour. We never know, but until it breaks it, we have no entry. If it breaks that downer level, you want to wait for that break to be on the daily time frame, not even an H4, because it may just break it and you make your entries and you leave. Before you know it, it comes, because all these are H4 candles. You can see their formation. So you want to first see a breakout on this support on the daily time frame. Once you see it and the wick, and the body of the candle is outside this support level, then you're ready to start calling for sales. All right, that is so far what we can talk about V50. That is so far what we can talk about on V50. If you guys don't have any question, as always, we now jump to another asset, which is jump 25, which is jump 25. It's jump 25. Jump 25. So now jump 25, we've been following it. Of course, that was a rising wedge and the sale happened. Now it sort of gave us a falling wedge when it reached this support, and now according to H4 we can see that it has broken out of that support, and the daily even it is showing high momentum for the sales, high momentum for the sales. But looking at CCI, this is just a retest, because it gave us a high there. This was a break of structure, this was a break of structure, and before the day ends, I may not say that this is going to continue, though I've seen this candle here. I may not say, because at a later stage, this being jump, it may jump actually and bring us back into the buys and give us a week there. So I would not risk it. I would not risk it. Looking at what CCI is showing me on H4, I wouldn't look for sales at all. I wouldn't look for sales at all. Yeah, even H1 is also showing buys, so I wouldn't. This is just a fake breakout to confuse people and manipulate when they know that later on they're actually going to push for the buys and take those early sellers money. So right now it's a no-go for me, because everything else is pointing for the buys and I don't want to risk it. So I will wait. Once price comes back inside this falling wedge, then I will make my entries. But you guys will probably wait for the break here. Once it breaks that level, make your entries for the buys, take your profits when it reaches to that level there, and wait. If it breaks, if you take your profits there. If it happens that it has enough momentum to break out of there, then you wait for a retest. As always, as long as it doesn't cross back inside the falling wedge, then have your buy entries later on. So you know how we do this. That's the drill as usual. Alright, so that is jump 25. If you have any questions, please. Okay. Previous asset was V75. Yes, it was V75, not V75 1S. So currently we are on jump 25. I hope you're seeing that. I'm now putting the names there, the asset names. So Julie, you can always check on the right corner bottom. The name is there. So currently we are on jump 25. The previous one was V75. No, the previous one was actually V50. Then the one before was V75. This was V75. So but right now we are on jump 25. So jump 25, we just wait for return back into the falling wedge and then make our entries for the buys. Right now, don't be manipulated with this sell. It may not last for long. Alright, we now move to boom 500. Boom 500. Boom 500. Boom 500. Boom 500. That's what we are on currently. So it failed to break this level, and it actually got momentum to break through that resistance up there and gave a new high, returned to the breaker block there, then continued to give us new highs as usual. Return highs. Now it's making a return. So where it is, those who remember, of course we had anticipated that we would take the profits there. Those who remember, after it showed us this falling wedge, those who remember, this was the move that we anticipated, as always, move that brought us into the consolidation, and that our TP level there was hit. So where we are currently, looking from the past, let's see if we have some data that we can we analyze this thing with. All right, so I can see a weekly order block there. So, and we are currently on that weekly order block. So we've reached the previous high. That was a previous lower high there. We've reached it. But now, anticipation is to break it, make a new high. Then after breaking it, then it comes back to the breaker block. It comes back to the breaker block. But there is this that it never returned to, this liquidity here that it left back here, because this was a break of structure here, and we don't see any return after breaking that level. So don't be surprised when you see this not come here to give us a new high, but rather see it actually return back here, and then after mitigating that liquidity there, and then come back here with enough momentum to break and give us a new high. Understanding that, so don't be surprised. Looking at weekly, we're supposed to be selling according to where we are currently. We're supposed to be selling according to weekly. So daily, on the other hand, we're supposed to be buying. Actually, we're supposed to be selling daily. Let me see weekly. Yes, weekly we're supposed to be selling. Daily we're supposed to be selling, because we've reached oversold there, and even our TP has been hit, and we've reached the previous high. This high was, let's see, when was it hit? Which year was it? This was 2020. This was 2020. This high, this very high, was in 2020. So currently we've reached the high of 2020, the previous lower high of 2020. So we can't expect just a breakout like that. We can't expect just a breakout like that. So we anticipate a return to this level here, or in fact that level, because there's liquidity there that was left behind. So it will come back here. We'll anticipate a return back here, and then probably gain enough momentum to break through and make a new higher high around that level there. So right now, do we have entries? Do we have any trades that we can make? I believe right now, no. Right now, no. Because it's going to sort of keep on consolidating. It's sort of going to keep on consolidating. And then later on, according to H4, we will have entries after some consolidation, because it's going to consolidate or probably give us a double top probably, and then we'll be seeing our entries. But like I said yesterday, for any sales yesterday, I was looking at entering them here as it breaks that level. So things may change. We may have entries here, but let's just give it time to process and give us clear entries that we can actually capitalize on. All right, that was this is a Boom 500, and if there is a question, we check. If there is no question, now we can shift and move to jump 10, which is our last asset to analyze. Jump 10. All right, so jump 10. So yesterday, the funny thing is analyses are funny. So let me show you what happened. So yesterday, the first trend line was around this level here. Yes, it was around there. That was a clear pennant. It was a clear pennant. And of course, me, I had made my entries around here. Let me check. Yeah, I had made my entries around here. It was a sniper entry. Took my profits all the way there, but then this was sort of a retest, only to see that it was actually forming sort of a rising wedge later on when I saw that and this high, this thing here, this week of this candle here. So that's when fortunate enough I had put my trailed my TP, I mean my stop losses into profits, so I didn't incur any losses here. So I later drew that, and it was a rising wedge after that. After looking at that, it was a rising wedge. That's when the analysis changed. That's when the analysis changed. So this is no longer a pennant, but a rising wedge because of what we see. Now that we know that this was, let's go to H4. So currently we are on a retest candle. So once this retest candle is done, we will be anticipating a short sell. Short sell to where? Short sell, let's see if this mitigated this fair value gap. Yeah, somehow it did. Somehow it mitigated. This fair value gap was mitigated. It only touched it and went ahead. So that means probably now that it has that as a resistance level, then we'll be looking at it coming either here, which this will be sort of 50%, which normally doesn't count. We'll look at coming to that level there, to that order block. That's where the liquidity will be grabbed from. Why do I say that? Let me just minimize a bit. These are no longer needed for now. We'll just take them. So how do we have a clear chart? Let's just delete this also. Now, if I use Fibonacci here, and that's my high, there. You can see that this level is at 50%. Like I said, it's at 50%, and you can't make your buy entries at 50%. You'll be somehow risking. It's very rare to find a buy happening at 50% of Fibonacci. So we normally look for buys in discount, and the only significant level that we can see to take our buys from on, according to this structure here, is on this order block. There is no fair value gap down below here. The fair value gap we have is the one at 50%, which we are not counting. We are not counting it unless it comes to this order block here. Unless it comes there. So we have this, and we have this. So these are possible levels that we'll be looking at our buy entries from. So as it makes that retest candle and finishes to retest, we will make ourselves clean sells and go all the way to those levels, and you may choose to take your profits at 50. It's a better one. Choose to take your profits here, but remember to always trail your stop losses so that you don't incur losses that you are not planned for. So once you get some profits, you can even close. You're not on a marathon to to show anyone that you know how to trade by holding all the way here, because market is always dynamic. Something may just change, and we may miss just a bit of information, and you find yourself in losses, yet you had already made some money, and then again you find you're in losses because you failed to trail and put your stop losses into profits. All right, so that is jump 10. That's so far what I may say about it. Of course, someone may have an argument and say, but looking on H1, it is sort of giving us a double bottom from here. But is this a double bottom on support? No. So if it is not on support, then I choose not to call it a double bottom. And I always look for double bottoms and double tops which are on resistance levels and support levels. So don't be confused by this. It will give you this to manipulate, and later on take your money when it is in sales. Alright, so I will leave this at this. We wait for it and see how it plays out. If it returns back, into the rising wedge there, then we will not be having sales. We will change and let it to finish the consolidation there, and then wait to make its own other way. But for now, we wait for this to close the H4 probably. I would wait for H4 because I can see it is already below our 10 MA. So once it closes and it doesn't go inside the rising wedge, then we'll have our entries. So that will be around 3 p.m. there when this candle closes the current H4. Alright, I think that's it for today. Let's just go back to recap, see what we've looked at today. So this one, we are looking for sales. It's clear sales. It's a rising wedge, so we are looking for clear sales to bring us back here. Why? Because of this move that brought us into the consolidation is the move that we are trying to capitalize on to bring us to this TP. So this TP is the same as the height of this move, or the distance of this move to here once it breaks out. So we'll be looking at taking our profits there. Alright, so that's crash, boom 1000. We don't have an entry, and as you can see from where we are currently, price has started to react. Those who were started with me on boom 1000, price has started to react, taking us there. I'm not going to aim to make any buy entries, but you guys, you can if you want to. As you can see on M15, the buys have started. Some sort of we'll be looking at entering ourselves on that level there. It's going to be a return to the breaker block, because this will be a break of structure. This is a previous low, and it was also a support level there. So return there and then come back into sales again. V10, of course, we are saying we are looking at grabbing liquidity from that level. But if it breaks and the candles closes outside of the support, then you would want to change your structure, your analysis. But from what we can see currently, H4, it's a clear buy, but I will only buy once it breaks this level. I will enter the buy trade once it breaks that level. Yeah, it's a clear buy. Even daily, it's a buy. So we've been waiting for this to happen, which may even be tomorrow. So patience matters there. V75, of course, here I wasn't patient enough to wait for this to close on the block here. but as you can see, like I said, this is a weekly order block. That's why I made my rush decisions, of which now are affecting me. Yeah, but this is a weekly order block. The blue one, or call it green one, is a weekly order block, and the white one, where you see the white space there, is a daily order block. So we are anticipating a return. I mean, this was sort of a return to the order block, only to now get into buys later on. So we will see how this will unfold at the end of the day. A B50, we want to enter buys. Once it breaks that level, there will be short buys on H4, then take our profits on that level, and then make sells to take us all the way down below there. So general trend is a sell, so we are sort of trying to capitalize on the retest, or on the return of that break of structure there. That's a break of structure there, so we will be trying to capitalize on that. Then this one, it's a no-go. Like I said, jump 25 until it comes back inside. I have no say with it. I have no business with it. Boom 500, we just talked about it. Until it gives us a clean entry. Right now we can't make any entries. We need something that shows that momentum for buys is done. So probably a failure to break this high on H4 will be our signal to make entries for the sales, or probably consolidation that will probably make a formation that can clearly show us we are shifting from buys to sells. Then jump 10, like I said, this may be just a manipulation, so we are waiting for the return. If it doesn't go back into the rising wedge, then we'll make our entries for the sales just the way we want. So the plan is wait for this candle, H4 candle to close, and then if it doesn't close within the rising wedge, then entries for sales are on. They are on only to bring us back here or here, and then sells, because the general trend there is a buy. So and then we'll be now looking for buys either there or here. So be cautious of what you do, of how you make your entries and take profits, how you calculate them, and be ready to always trail your stop losses. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a good day. A reminder is today, now that we've started Jan, we are going to be looking at analyzing BTC together. So I'm still looking at the time flexible. Probably by the end of today I would have gotten time that is flexible and the days, and then I will post when we will be analyzing together BTC. So probably we'll be having a 1 hour analysis, like around 2 days, probably Tuesday and Friday. Yeah, we'll look at that. Probably Tuesday and Friday may be our days to look at BTC, what it is doing, because currently we are consolidating according to weekly time frame. So we'll be looking at that. I'll be sharing the information here on the community chat of YouTube, or also in WhatsApp groups. But otherwise, thank you so much for analyzing with me. Let me wish you guys a good day, and see you tomorrow, same time, 10:30 to 11:30. Have a good day, guys.